forgot our names, lost in the times, wondering what we missed. And now we've come of age, and we can turn the page, discovering our sacred sound. This is the story of our ascension. We've walked through every dimension, falling stars through eternity. This is our true destiny. We are bound by nothing, yet held by everything. Remember, you are held, you are held, you are held, you are held.
Well, welcome back for those that stayed on, or welcome for anyone that just joined. I want to show my appreciation and gratitude for all the speakers. Today we have Monika. Monika Wallace will be teaching us the breath work, how it's so important for it in our mental health, emotional health, and our physical health. She will also give us a little bit of a glimpse on the scientific side of it and the spiritual side of it. Everyone that chose a different topic has something to do with their own purpose, their own life journey, and how it came about to become such a strength for them to tap in and be centered. So thank you, Monika, for being part of this event and taking your time. I know that you are a teacher already and you have your own events happening, but for you to come and be part of this event, and it's free, and give all your time and love for this to happen. So thank you so much, and welcome, Monika.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you to all organizers. As I know, it's not only one person that is involved. And of course, thank you for all who are participating at the moment and will be in the future. As one of my teachers, Wim Hof, said, feeling is understanding. So I would like to invite you to a practice. But before that, I would like to also mention that I'm wearing this little device on myself. It's called Healy. It's a new quantum device that connects us to quantum field. And as we speak right now, from the moment when the Health Summit started, we were connected and we were harmonized into unit. And our energy and vibration has been anchored in the quantum field. And it's still going. You can see, let's see if you can feel, I'm not sure if you can see that, but the vibration itself, it's been going on from the very beginning and will be going to the end. You may feel it. So if during the session, which I will be leading with you, you may feel the vibration, you may feel the frequency. I invite you to enjoy it. So I will be leading harmonic breathing, sometimes also called coherence breathing or resonance frequency breathing or HRV breathing. There's many names to it. So we will be breathing in time with a sound of a clock and a bell. So I would love to check if the sound is working. That's okay.
Yes, Monika, you're doing great. It sounds good. I also wanted to remind everyone that's tuned in, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and write them out on the Zoom or YouTube. We have someone from our team monitoring those questions. And for the last 15 minutes of the session today, we'll be able to go over some things. And if we don't get a chance to, Monica's information will be on the website. All her contact information is there. Thank you, Monika. You sound good. We're
So
ready.
I'm just gonna play a little bit of music just to make sure that you can hear the music from my computer.
Yes, perfect.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Amazing. Fantastic. Great. So we'll be breathing in time with the sound of a clock and a bell. And we will be breathing in higher notes, and we will be breathing out in the lower notes. The sound will help us to pace the breath at around 6 breaths per minute, which is slower than usual because most of us usually breathe anywhere around 12 to 20 breaths per minute. First of all, I will guide you through short relaxation. And we'll begin, and you will begin to hear the sound. We will slow down our breathing to match the sound, and I will count at the beginning to help you to get used to the rhythm. Okay, so choosing how you would like to practice now. I would like to recommend, if you can, to wear headphones to enhance the experience. Of course, if you have any. And I would also recommend to lying down or sitting down. It's up to you. If you're driving, please be safe. make sure you're safe. Find a space where you can be comfortable for the next 20 minutes. Getting anything you may need. As I cannot see you, I will be giving you some time to make yourself comfortable. So if you need the pillows, cushions, anything that might help you to be kind to your body and to settle into the practice and get comfortable. It's quite common that for the body to start feeling cold as we begin to relax and enter a restorative state. So you might like to find a sweater or a blanket that have a close by. Find your space and the way you would like to practice. So let's start by simply noticing the sensation of the breath. Noticing the air moving in and out of your nose. We will be using nose for inhalation, and we will be using nose for exhalation. Noticing the temperature and the texture of the air. Noticing the slightly cooler air on inhalation and slightly warmer air on exhalation. Noticing the movement of the breath in the body. What sensation tell you are still breathing? For now, just observing. In a moment, you will begin to hear the music. And we will be breathing in with the high notes and out with the lower notes. But first, let's synchronize our breathing. Taking 3 big summit sighs together. Breathing in through the nose. Topping it up. And sighing out. Let's repeat it again. Breathe in. Top it up. And sighing out. One more in. Top it up. And sigh out. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, in through the nose, out through the nose, in, out, in through the nose, out through the nose, in, feeling the belly rising, out, feeling the belly fall, in, slowly and gently, out, smoothly and calmly, in, out, almost like we are breathing in slow motion, out, feeling every moment of this breath. In, if the music feels too slow for your breathing, it's okay to pause at the top of the breath and let it go. In slowly, out smoothly. In, the breath will naturally slow as you do this, and out. In, this starts to feel easier and easier as the body begins to reset. Out. In, taking gentle sips of air, letting the breath be soft and smooth, like a wave. And out. In, no need to fill up the lungs. Out, no need to empty them completely. Moving just enough air, like a gentle breeze. Breathing in softly, breathing out smoothly. Good. Feel the raising vibration spreading through every cell of your body. In through the nose, out through the nose. In with the oxygen, with the CO2. Increasing intake of oxygen while we're breathing slowly. In. Out, we're slowing down the heart rate. In with the life force. Out with the stress. In with the relaxation. Out with the tension. In, enjoy the state that you're creating for yourself. We are breathing as one. We are feeling as one. In, we are one. In, feel the calmness. In, feel the peace permeating every single cell of your body. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, shifting focus inside the body, beginning to take the awareness deeper inside with each breath in. Each exhalation naturally softening the body more. Breathing in, breathing out, softening the muscles of the face. Breathing in, breathing out, softening the eyes, eyebrows, and eyelids. Breathing in, breathing out, softening lips, jaw, and tongue. And out, softening your shoulders. In. Out, softening your wrist, hands, and fingerprints. In. And out, softening your belly. In. And out, softening more and more with each breath out. Out, softening hips, thighs, and knees. In, out, the wave of the breath moving through the whole body. In and out, taking any tension with it. It is natural to breathe less and less air as we practice further. It's just a sign that your body is rich with oxygen and entering a healing state. In and out. Your body has everything it needs right now. And out. In through the nose, out through the nose, in. If your mind is wandering, that's okay. Just letting the music and my words wash over you. The sound and breath in harmony. When we're breathing slowly, there is an increase of carbon dioxide in our lungs and our blood. It's the carbon dioxide that is forcing the hemoglobin in the blood to release the oxygen directly to our tissues and our organs. We are getting more oxygen while we're breathing slowly. Feel that energy in you. Our nervous system, our digestive system, our cardiovascular system, they are all harmonized and synchronized. We are also united with our mind and our soul. The three aspects of our being are united right now. Go to your heart. Feel it beats. Feel the wave. Feel the vibration. Enjoy the frequency. is a magic and power lying in our breath. The bridge between all of the dimensions. We are the alchemists. We are changing our chemistry while we breathing slowly, deeply to our belly and light. No need to breathe heavy. Air is flowing like a slow river in through the nose and out through the nose. In, out. In, out. When we're breathing less, our breathing is becoming more efficient. When we're breathing slow, we're getting more oxygen. Our heart rate is beating slow. You feel in peace. You're feeling the harmony in your own body and outside. You are in harmony with everything that exists. All that exists comes from you. frequency. You are a gentle wave, spreading. Spreading through the universe. In, out, in, out. Breathing in, breathing out. In a moment, the sound will fade. Keep breathing, don't change anything, in the same rhythm. Keeping the eyes closed, letting the breath find its own rhythm. Coming back to breath, noticing how it feels. Feeling the space the breath creates in the body. The natural movement of the breath in the body. Subtle like a gentle wave. Wherever the mind is now, bringing it back to breath. Allowing the body to rest here and absorb the benefits of this practice. This internal balance, equilibrium, harmony. Know that your body is thanking you for taking this time. Just noticing how you feel. How do you feel now compared to when we begin this practice? Gently opening the eyes, if they are still closed. Taking in the room, the colors and the shapes, bringing movement into the hands and feet, the fingers and the toes, letting the body move how it needs to. You may feel a natural urge to stretch, just following that. Give yourself a gentle hug Yes. Taking your time. Being gentle with yourself. Bringing awareness and kindness into your movement as you start to lift yourself up to seated position. Taking it slow, let the body acclimatize to being upright before you start to move on. Wonderful. I hope you enjoyed that session.
Amazing. So grounding. I almost thought, oh my God, is the session like I don't want it to stop. Monika, thank you so much. The way you guide this, I've never heard it before. So it's really refreshing, and it helped me really tap in. And I was worried that I was too tapped in to be able to still to continue to be a host. I was like, maybe I shouldn't go all the way in. But I wanted to open up the floor for any questions. Most importantly, I want to start off with you giving us a little bit of the background of how you came about making this one of your practices that helped you personally tap in and work on your mental health, your emotional and physical well-being. If you want to give us a little bit of that, that would be super helpful.
Yes, of course. Well, normally when you find yourself in a moment of crisis, it's always like, well, okay, we have two choices, either spiral down even further or do something about it. And I started searching for something that would lift me up. And I came across Wim Hof breathing. Wim Hof method, I should say, because that method is not only about breathing, but it's also about cold exposure and the mental attitude. So I started playing with the ice baths and breath work, and obviously that mental aspect of it. And I started seeing and feeling small shifts. And there were positive shifts. My nervous system started changing. I started responding differently to external stress. I started being less nervous in public speaking, which normally I would shake. I would have to go to toilet many, many times before I would say something. And also, I started responding differently to how I react with people around. My thoughts pattern started changing, so it really affected me in a profound way, and it was a no-brainer that I wanted to continue and find out more. So I also started looking for different ways of breathing, as Wim Hof breathing can be very stressful to the body because we over breathing. So we're really stimulating the nervous system. We're stressing the nervous system to the point almost where our body shuts down and resets. So it can be great, but also can be not for everybody. So I came across Oxygen Advantage, which is very much science-based and is opposite to what Wim Hof is teaching. And it's very slow breathing. It talks about functional breathing. I learn how to breathe during the day at any given moment correctly. I have not realized that most of us, we cannot breathe properly. We don't even know how to breathe properly. Most of us.
I see, Monika, I have a question about that I think would be a good explanation if, because I think for the people listening, if you can give us an overview of what does it mean to breathe properly, what you're talking about.
So breathe enough to our metabolic needs, basically breathing enough air that supports our metabolism. So not breathing too fast and not breathing too slow. Breathing through our nose as opposed to our mouth. My teacher, Patrick McEwen, he stresses that mouth have no function for breathing at all. We're talking about everyday breathing. I know that we can use the breathing for exercises, but generally speaking, we should use our nose at all time. Also breathing slow as opposed to breathing fast. Breathing low to our belly, using our diaphragm. Diaphragm is connected to vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve is actually our pedal acceleration for parasympathetic response, which is responsible for rest and digest. So through slow breathing, we can actually not only slow down our heart rate, but we can also activate that relaxation response when we need. Okay.
I think we have also another question here. Someone wanted to know, do you hold your breath in and while you're getting ready to exhale, or do you have to find a rhythm? Like it becomes where you're being instructed or guided, but at one point it's like, do I hold in? Do I wait for the beat to come in? How does that work? Because you're so tuned in at that moment.
So if we're talking about the practice we've just done, which is the 6 breaths per minute, sometimes people can find it a little bit slow for them. So we would say if you cannot breathe in for 6 seconds, it's okay to take a pause whenever you need to. And when the sound comes to exhale, then you exhale, and you exhale as long as you have to or as you can. You pause and you wait for another sound to breathe in. So it's up to you, but generally would be breathing in for the 5.88 seconds and breathing out for the 5.88 seconds. Because that sounds where that specific time. Yeah,
it sounds good. I think too that sometimes we get a little bit overwhelmed because we are beginners. This is a practice and it takes time, right?
That's right. It's yes.
Yeah, we do have another question that I think is a perfect question that happens to a lot of us. There are certain moments when we get stressed out for whatever reason, and then we're holding our breath. And so somebody wants to know, what can we do when we have moments like that to help us with our breathing or getting back to balance in particular?
So the advice would be not to hold your breath. When you inhale and hold, you're actually activating the sympathetic response, which is the fight or flight. So to stop that response, you would exhale longer, controlled exhale. When we inhaling, the heart rate goes up. When we exhaling, the heart rate goes down. So when you feel like you are stressing out, do not hold your breath, because you will exhale. It will not help you. Try to exhale slowly. And the best advice is to extend your exhalation by 2 times or 1.5 or 2 times. Meaning, if we're breathing in for 3 seconds, we would be exhaling for 5 to 6 seconds. Okay? So breathing in for 3 and exhaling for 5 to 6 seconds. That longer exhalation will send a signal to your brain to slow down and that will slow down the heartbeat. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know if we have any other questions, but I do have a question. If you can give an overview, Monica, of the work that you do and how people can contact you and work with you in particular.
Right. So my website is monikavalas.com. This is my first name and surname.com. So pretty easy. You can also find me on enlightened.com and also on my Instagram. It's monika.valas and dash underneath. So I teach functional breathing meaning everyday breathing. I teach people to breathe through their noses. Most of us breathing through the mouth, upper chest, and shallow. So breathing through our nose is essential to our well-being. And I also teach resilience and preparation for cold exposure. So anyone who wants to try ice baths, I would prepare them and their nervous system to cold exposure. And I also lead group sessions on Saturdays with the coherent breathing. So this is the coherent breathing, what we just practiced, which is the slow breathing, and on a platform called Enlighten.
Nice. I see that we have another question that came in, and they want to know what happens when you breathe through your mouth.
Or what is the reason that's not desirable? Also, that was the second part of that.
Yeah. So I'll just quote the expert in the field who say that mouth have no breathing function for us at all. We should be breathing through our nose at all times. Breathing through the mouth activates the sympathetic response, which is the fight or flight. So it's actually stressing us out. Breathing through the mouth, we're breathing the dirty air, the cold air directly to our lungs. Our nose has over 30 functions in our body, nose only. So we should be using our nose. Our nose is connected with diaphragm, and diaphragm is the main respiratory muscle. Mouth, they don't have that function. They are more of digestive system and for eating, for talking, maybe for other things, but not for breathing. So it's the stress. We don't want to breathe through our mouth because that stresses out, basically. Okay.
Sounds good. Jesse, do you see any other questions that might pop up? I know that you also take her classes, right?
I mean, yeah. I've been working with Monika, and I can say that
your experience.
Yeah, it sounds at the beginning, it sounds, well, for me, for somebody who was new to breath work, I didn't understand how something that is such an everyday thing that I didn't know, that there was a proper way to do that. What a transformation that it's made for me personally. And if I would have had access to this maybe 15 years ago, because 15 years ago, I had anxiety that was so overwhelming that I had a panic attack every 15 minutes approximately. So when I started working with Monika, I realized why, I think I was a mouth breather, first of all. And she taught me not only the reason, she didn't necessarily know my background, but she taught me the reason why my body was so stressed out 15 years ago, and presently how to breathe correctly, and then so my body can reset in a way that I'm not stressing out as a default. And so also, Monika, the other thing that I wanted to ask that was related to the exercise that we did right now is, if after we do this, what benefits can we expect in the short term and in the long term? Let's say if we keep doing this regularly, if we keep practicing the proper breathing techniques, and specifically like the coherent breathing right now, what are the immediate and long-term benefits of something like this?
Yes. So slow breathing will increase our intake of oxygen to our lungs. If we want to go deeper into science, which we should talk a little bit about science, there is an effect that it's called Bohr effect, and the Bohr effect stands for effect that's happening in our body when we're breathing really slowly or when we're holding our breath. We are allowing for the carbon dioxide to rise, and that carbon dioxide will force the oxygen in our blood to be released directly to our tissues and our organs. So it's not only we take the oxygen through our breathing, but also the oxygen is released from hemoglobin in our blood. And that happens when we're breathing slowly, or when we holding our breath for short period of time. Short period meaning 3 to 5 seconds. We don't need more, just 3 to 5 seconds.
Okay.
We will also improve our breathing efficiency, because we're breathing less volume with less rate. We're not taking as many breaths. We're taking less breaths. But because we're breathing slowly, we are actually inhaling more air. Okay? We also slowing down the heart rate, which we mentioned. We are regulating our system. In fact, we regulating our nervous system. We are increasing the exchange of gases in our lower lobes of our lungs. When we're breathing through our mouth, fast, shallow, and upper chest, we are not allowing for the oxygen to actually travel to the lower lobes of our lungs when the concentration of the blood is there. Okay?
Very insightful. I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to do this more often. But you're talking about like conscious breathing, turning that on throughout the whole day. But what about when you're asleep? You know, a lot of people are so relaxed in their sleep and they have their mouth open. What happens then?
Amazing. Like, I'm so glad you mentioned the sleeping, because the way we sleep, that will be later reflected in a way how we act during the day. Mm-hmm. So the sleeping is so important. And bringing that nasal breathing to our sleep is essential. How we can do it? Well, controversial or not, we would use taping just across our mouth at the beginning. So we would not tape it horizontally. We would use a tape, like a surgical tape, like a paper tape, and we would tape it from just, you see, vertically.
I think they even have some special tapes.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are also tapes. If you have more money, if you want to invest, they're called myotapes, and they go around your lips. So it's not about shutting down your mouth. It's more about just keeping the lips together, but really relaxing the jaw. Okay.
Also, Monika, I'd like to add, because I've been working with you, and I was a mouth breather, and at night I would have issues where I would wake up and I would be breathing, and my throat would be so dry. But the more that I've been working with you, the less and less that is happening. So I can attest to the fact that the more that we practice the proper breathing as I've been working with you, the less and less that I find myself being breathing through my mouth at night. So that's, without even taping. So I can attest to that.
That's
Well,
pretty
I
cool.
would recommend try typing,
Okay.
just to try. And we could try. You don't have to go straight away and do it at night. We can try it maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day while you're working on a computer.
Mhm.
So ensuring that you're breathing through your nose. Just tape your mouth gently, and you will open up the nasal cavity through breathing through your nose, but you're also strengthening all the tiny muscles that they are essential for the nasal breathing. Because if we're breathing through our mouth most of the time, the nasal breathing is almost difficult to restart. So like everything, with practice, you can build the strength to the point that the nasal breathing will become unconscious. You don't have to think about it anymore. Okay.
Monica, is there anything you'd like to share with us that is like a motivation? I know this has been great so far, but anything else that you'd like to share with us at this moment? And then also give us a little bit of the different ways that we can find you again.
So the best way to find me is through Instagram. Just we can chat on Instagram because it's probably it's like messages now. Can exchange the messages. You can also email me. My email is breathwithmonika@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay. My message would be, do not be scared to breathe through your nose. It's wonderful. And the benefits are extraordinary. Just give yourself time, believe in your ability to do it. Breathing through your nose will enhance your life.
Yes,
for
please.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Very simple. We don't have to overcomplicate it. Just breathe and enjoy breathing through your nose.
Okay. At this moment, we've come to the conclusion of the time that we have available. I'd like to thank you, Monika, and also let anyone know if you feel called to work with Monika, please reach out to her. She's phenomenal.